Hey guys, welcome back to Easy Breezy Vegan, where I make veganism easy breezy to digest. Today, I'm going to be answering some questions that I've recently been asked by a few people regarding veganism. Make sure to ask any questions you may have for me in the comments below. And while you're down there, you might as well go ahead and like this video for me too. If you like to keep things easy breezy and you're a vegan, or maybe you're just vegan curious, then make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well so you could stay up to date with future content. As anyone who follows an alternative lifestyle, I get asked a lot of questions about being vegan, and I'm always happy to answer people's questions. So I thought it would be fun to do a video where I do just that. Let's go ahead and get started with the first question. What is your main source for protein and energy? Vegans get asked this question a lot. Like, a lot. To answer this, I'm first going to have to dive into what protein is. Protein is a macronutrient that is made up of 20 different amino acids. 11 of these amino acids are non-essential, meaning that our bodies can make them on their own. 9 of these amino acids are essential, meaning that our bodies can't make them and we have to get them from food. These amino acids can be found in every plant food in varying quantities. Our bodies then take these amino acids and build them into protein chains. Some people like to say things like meat has complete protein or plants have incomplete protein, implying that protein from meat is somehow better. But when our bodies receive these complete protein chains from meat, they break them down into individual amino acids anyways. Oh dang, I didn't know that. And then they rebuild them depending on what kind of protein your body needs at the time. So there's really no need to get your protein from meat. As long as you're eating enough calories from a variety of different plant foods and not just eating fruit all day, then your body should be able to get all the necessary amino acids. If you're wanting to eat plant-based but are worried about not getting enough amino acids, there is an app called CRONOMETER where you can log your food and it will track your macronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. I'll make sure to link that in the description below. Now to answer your question. I get my protein from plants. All the plants that I eat have some degree of protein in them, and when all the protein is added up, it's usually more than enough. For a woman my size, I only need about 45 grams of protein per day. On days that I do log my food, I'm usually over 45 grams of protein. And the foods that I eat on a regular basis that are the highest in protein are beans, rice, broccoli, and oats. If you're a bodybuilder and you're worried about not getting enough protein, you could eat foods with a higher amount of protein like tofu, tempeh, and seitan. And just like me eating bodybuilders supplement with protein powder, you too can supplement with vegan protein powder. Now for energy. Since we all get our energy from calories, I could be a turd and say that I get my energy from that, but I'll be a little bit more specific for you. Our body's preferred source of energy is carbohydrates. It's easy for our bodies to break down, and any excess carbohydrates are stored in the body as glycogen. So considering I eat mostly plants, most of my food is high in carbohydrates. So that's where I get my energy from. Oh, sick, I love carbs! This is a super common question from non-vegans, and I'm happy to answer it. But this is a huge topic, so if you'd like to see a video where I dive in deep to protein, then please leave a comment below. The next question, what makes it vegan? No animal products? So I think this question is asking what makes a product vegan. To answer this, I'm first going to provide the definition of veganism from the Vegan Society. Veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So yes, in order for a food to be suitable for a vegan, it should exclude animal products. But the important thing to remember here is that veganism is a moral philosophy and not a diet. A food can even be void of animal products and still not really be considered the best vegan option if that product is known to cause harm to animals. For example, palm oil doesn't contain any animal products, but a lot of vegans avoid it because it is the cause of orangutan habitat destruction. People have different lines here, but the majority of vegans agree that as far as is possible and practicable at least means avoiding foods that contain animals, avoiding other products that contain animals or are tested on animals, and avoiding activities that exploit animals as entertainment, like SeaWorld. Next question. Is there any food or snack that you miss that you haven't found a vegan substitute for? Honestly, I've been able to find vegan alternatives for almost all of the foods that I used to enjoy. Sometimes it is a little bit less convenient or a little bit harder to find some of these foods, like caramel. I used to love caramel, and there is vegan caramel, but it can be hard to find a jar of it in the store. So if I wanted a jar of caramel, then I would need to order it online or make it myself. But there are vegan caramel ice creams and caramel candies that will help me with my cravings from time to time. I will say that when I first went vegan, I missed more foods than I do now. Now I don't really miss anything because I'm eating delicious food all the time. But when I first went vegan, I missed crab. I used to really love crab, but now I don't miss it, and the thought of eating it kind of grosses me out. I also realized that half the reason that I really liked crab was because of the garlicky butter that I would dip it in. So I think I really just like garlic, and I can make vegan garlic butter. There are vegan substitutes for almost everything that I used to love, and they keep coming out with even more products. In the end, there are a few products that I miss that probably can be made vegan but just haven't yet, like dulce de leche ice cream. Vegan substitutes is a broad topic that I would love to elaborate on. If you'd like to see a more in-depth video, let me know below. Next question. Is it okay for children to eat a vegan diet? At what age is it considered okay for them to eat a vegan diet? Short answer, yes. But here's the long answer, which I assume you want. According to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is the largest association of dietitians in the entire world, appropriately planned vegetarian, including vegan diets are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. These diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, adolescence, older adulthood, and for athletes. In summation, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which consists of 100,000 registered nutritionists and dietitians, says that vegan diets can be helpful at any age and life cycle, including pregnancy and infancy. Now, some people get hung up on the well-planned phrasing of this, but any diet that's going to be healthy needs to be planned. You're right, I don't need to plan my diet. Also, the world's most influential pediatrician, Benjamin Spock, recommends that children stick to a vegetarian diet devoid of all dairy products. If you're enjoying this video so far and you want to learn even more about being vegan, make sure to check out some of my other videos linked above. And if you have any questions of your own, make sure to ask them in the comments below. Next question. How do you get the kids to eat vegan? My fiance and I started feeding our kids more vegetables every day about 4 years ago, which was before we were vegan. Before that, we used to feed them mostly convenient foods like pizza, mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, and cereal. But we eventually realized that even though we were giving them food that they liked, mealtimes were still a battleground where we had to bend over backwards to get them to finish their food. So we decided that if getting them to eat was going to be a battle anyways, then we might as well be trying to get them to eat healthy foods. So we started feeding them a vegetable at every meal. At breakfast, the vegetable is in the smoothies that we make. And at first it was really hard, but eventually we worked out some systems and we stayed consistent. One fun system that we've developed is taking turns picking out meals each day. When it's one of the kids' days to pick out, they get to pick out lunch and dinner, and we let them choose one less healthy meal with a vegetable and a more healthy meal that usually consists of a bean, a veggie, and a grain. The kids really like this, and it gives them some amount of control to make their own healthy choices. We've also made sure that the kids understand the consequences when they don't finish their meal. For instance, they might not get to watch a show before bed. We also won't let them have any other food or snacks until they have finished their meal. So even if we have to put their meal in the fridge for a little bit, they know that they can't have anything else until they finish that food. And honestly, this is almost never a problem for us. We also try to keep it fun by giving them small privileges for when they do a good job at mealtime, such as whoever finishes first might get to pick the show that they watch before bed. The kids also like us to set timers sometimes for them to finish part of their meal. I think it just gives them extra motivation and helps them to focus a little bit. We also let them sometimes watch shows on their iPad, and if they aren't eating, then we pause the show. These are just some methods that we have developed over time that help keep mealtime interesting and help keep our kids focused and motivated. Like any parents, we're not perfect. Hopefully the techniques that help us with our kids can help you with your kids. If I was going to give any advice though, I would just say to stay consistent, because if you keep giving your kids veggies every single day, eventually it should become less of a fight. I will be making a video where I discuss kids and veganism more in depth because it is such a large topic and deserves its own video. If you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Next question. I know there are health crazes such as paleo, clean eating, keto, etc., where you don't eat processed foods. How can you eat vegan without processed foods? Eating vegan without processed foods is super easy and delicious. A lot of people think that if you're going to be eating vegan, you have to eat a ton of tofu or seitan at every meal, but you don't. In fact, I rarely eat meat substitutes. A diet that is vegan that's void of processed foods can also be called a whole foods plant-based diet. This is where you literally eat only whole plant foods, such as fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds. A whole food plant-based diet also avoids added oils and salt. Next question. Which are your favorite dishes from other cultures? My favorite dishes from other cultures would basically be everything. Burritos, tacos, pizza, pastas, guacamole, hummus, sushi. But if I really think about it, I would say ramen and other Asian noodle dishes are really good. I also really love Indian food, and a lot of Indian places actually serve a lot of vegan options. I really love curry and naan, so yeah, I would say that my favorite dishes would definitely be Asian and Indian foods. That being said though, I really just love food and discovering new dishes and flavors, so regardless of what culture it's from, if it's delicious and vegan, I want to try it. Let me know of any questions you may have for me in the comments below. I had a lot of fun getting to answer these questions, and I appreciate everybody that took the time to ask them. Make sure to hit that like button for me, and might as well hit the subscribe button as well. Take it easy breezy and be vegan. Bye!